Tuesdays are Rocky's dog training days at Mutt Manners. So I didn't know that my appointment was at 11:30, so I showed up at 9 because that's what time I thought my appointment was. And the trainer wanted Rocky alone in a room, just him. But there was another puppy there, a corgi, about 5, 6 months old. Cute little corgi, sweet little thing. Rocky did so good with this, and so we walked in, and I wasn't freaking out, but because I had total control of Rocky. But the lady was like, you're supposed to be here at 11:30. I was like, I thought it was 9. And the lady with the corgi goes, Rocky's doing pretty good, let him stay. And so we stayed through the whole thing, and he did really good. And then at the end, the trainer was like, let's introduce Rocky to the corgi, because it's not really a huge room or anything like that. But Rocky he wants to play with puppies, but then he goes into a frenzy and he gets this crazy look in his eyes, like seriously, it's a weird look in his eyes, like he looks crazy. And he did great with the puppy for about 10 seconds. He had his butt up in the air and his little stub was wagging all over the place and he wanted to play. But then he went into his frenzy, like he always does, and he started pawing at the puppy. And then he got that crazed look in his eye, and the trainer was like, okay, pull him back, because he got all crazy. So I did. So she invited me back to the same class next week. So it's me and the lady and her corgi. So Rocky is still improving. He's getting trained. I'm training, like every second is training with Rocky. He wants food. I have to feed him by hand, like literally from my hand. And he has to earn it. So we have to walk, and I have a new leash for him. Usually he has a harness, but now I have to keep it on his collar instead of a harness. And I have to keep a short leash, which is like right next to me, so that he is focused and concentrating and behaving. Unlike this little brat. Thank you. And so it's going to take months, It's going to take a long time. But I think after a few classes, we might be able to bring this one with us and maybe slowly introduce Rocky to her and have him obey commands while she's in the room on a leash, but outside of her cage, because I haven't put them in the same room without her cage, and I'm not going to, without another person in the room, and a trainer, to make sure that everything is safe. And we'll keep working with Rocky constantly. And once she gets her parvo shots, I'll be able to take her for walks. And then hopefully we'll be able to take Rocky and her for walks. And then we'll slowly introduce them together. Slowly. Can you see why I kept her? Can you see it? You see why I kept her. I could not let her go. Once I found her behind my air condenser, I almost named her AC. But then I would have started calling her Ace for short. But yeah, so still working on it, work in progress. Good girl. And then I'll be working on her training too, on the simple commands. And once we start walking her in a couple weeks, after she has her vaccines, I'll start leash training her too. I'm exhausted mentally. Mentally, I am exhausted. Like, you don't even know. Like, by the end of the day, I'm like, how many new wrinkles do I have today? Who is that? Internet is out today. My internet company gave me a callback time of 10:30 p.m. It hasn't been working since yesterday, but everything on the box says that it's working. So Yay. And yes, I've hit the reset and unplugged and replugged and hit reset again. Still not working. All right. That's what me and Nala got for y'all today. She's going to be safe with me. Don't worry. I will not introduce her to Rocky until it's completely safe and we can have a new addition to our family. And she looks like a wiener dog and a terrier. And I found out that wiener dogs and terriers live to be 12 to 15 years old. I've always had big dogs, and big dogs usually have a life expectancy of 8 to 10 years. And they've always outlasted, the 8 to 10 year mark. They're usually like 14, 15. So if this one already has an expectancy of 12 to 15 years, in my house, we're looking at a 20-year lifespan, and I'm already 40. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to have this thing till I'm 60. I'm going to have you till I'm 60. 60? My dream, my goal. My dream and goal is to take her and... that was inside my ear. Is to take her and Rocky to the Redwood Forest up in California and go hiking up in the Redwood Forest. Hopefully within a year. I would like to do that within a year and go look at waterfalls and take the puppies and let them have adventure time and explore and chill out at a nice cabin or a hotel in front of a fireplace and looking all cute so people can pet you. So that's my goal. That's what we're going for. And I'm willing to put in the work to do it. Never give up. Never surrender. Okay.